I'm Brandon Cullins, and want to talk to you a little bit about the maintenance we do on our colts and our older horses, and just how we keep them feeling good and staying together. The first thing is just make sure they're happy, feeling good, fed good. To me, that makes a big difference. I like a horse looking really good, and so I feel like the better they look, the better they feel. And I like to get them turned out a lot. So mentally, I feel like mentally kind of turns over to physical too. If they're in a stall all the time and grumpy and they're going to be tight and just uncomfortable, and I feel like that gets them body sore, which creates other issues. So I do like to get the horses out and out in the sun and out in the pasture and just being a horse. I feel like that helps them a ton physically, mentally and physically. The other things we'll do is a lot of long jogging out in the fields. I trot horses a lot, and just I want them to be collected and know when I take the reins, they got to draw up underneath themselves. But I give them a lot of free time. We long trot around the crop fields a lot, and I feel like not constantly gathering them and pounding on them and tuning every day. I think that helps, like take some pressure off them mentally, physically also. Then things we do at home, like if we have one that gets sore feet or lower leg stuff, or we'll put them on that Theraplate some. We have a Theraplate at home, and I don't know how much it does, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something for them. But that they seem like they like it a lot, so we'll do that to some of them. And then other ones that have some feet problems, I like that saltwater spa a lot. Like we use that as much as we can when we're at the shows. And then I've got these ice boots that we kind of like a small version of it. Anything like sore feet, abscesses, I don't know, tightens their legs or knees, everything up. We like to do that to them a little bit just to keep them feeling good. And then vet work, I think, is very important. I feel like the colts, when we're getting ready to Futurity and stuff, like I'm not ever scared to get one injected or worked on, because to me they're trying for you. They're not, you're working on a lot. They're gonna get sore. I think it's pretty normal. And to me, I want them always feeling good. And I've found that when we get vet work done on them more as a younger horse, they use it less as an older horse, because they don't create, I think sore hocks turns into a sore back, and then everything just snowballs. So if you don't take care of something right away, I feel like you create a long-term lifetime issue. But if you keep them taken care of regularly, I feel like you avoid a lot of that problems, and you kind of extend their career. And that's probably opposite of what some people believe, but that's just what I found in the ones that we've had, that the more work we did as a colt, the longer they're still out there running, and like they're not getting as much vet work as they used to. So I just feel like once they're older and they know how to handle their body and they're strong physically, then like I said, they'll need it less. They'll still need it, but I feel like if you don't do it early on, they start guarding themselves. If they start getting sore in their hocks, they're going to start easing the turn and getting their hip up in the air a little bit, and then their back's going to start getting sore, and then you're going to crank on them and tune on them even more because you're trying to get that right feel. Well, it's kind of wrong to the horse. I feel like if he's sore and then you're trying to make him do something that's making him even more sore. So I'm a really big believer in vet work and keeping them taken care of and keeping them feeling good. And their gut issues, we're really big on that Cox. They have that gastroplex. We use buckets and buckets of that. If I even think a horse is looking at his feeds funny or something, or might be a little bit funny in his gut, I just give it to him. So I just feel like that, keeping the stress off these colts and keeping them eating and feeling good. I know, and I go driving down the road and I forget to eat, I get a little grumpy, so how am I gonna hold that against them? Also that Equinity, we use that a lot. It's the kind of amino acids, and that I think we use that just for overall health. Like we don't use that for any specific reason other than I think it just really puts everything in the body or it makes the body use everything that's already there. It doesn't really put anything extra, which I like that, a lot of them. But yeah, like, and pay attention to your horse. They're gonna tell you if they're not feeling right. Good horses don't stop being good horses for no reason. So really pay attention to them. They'll tell you and then address it. Don't try to ride through it. Figure it out first and then go through. Like really, really important, I think, to take care of the horse, because they got to give you everything that you need in this day and age. As good as the horses are, you need them to feel perfect. So I feel like really, really pay attention to your horse.